welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the bonus round. Is it the Kobe edition?
That's the Kobe edition of the bonus round. Kobe.
Bonus! As you may or may not know, this is one of our little bonus episodes. I think episode 20, by the way.
I believe so.
So the big 2-0
What way
for the bonus
to celebrate
rounds.
20 episodes than talking about basketball? Kobe.
Kobe. Not only basketball, but almost every sport out there. Just sports. Yeah. So the last episode that we shot, we were discussing NBA playgrounds too, and so we were thinking like, man, action sports games are great, like, and those kind of like arcade style sports games.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's just like
the more ridiculous,
man,
the better.
Yeah, it's like, man, I remember when like NFL Blitz and stuff had an arcade cabinet, you know, and it's just like I miss those days. So today on the bonus round, we wanted to discuss some like our favorite kind of action sports games.
Yeah, just
and
weird
like
sports games. This is not like Madden or MLB The Show. This is more like NBA Jam.
Yeah.
And Blitz and weird stuff like that.
Yeah. But before that, if you're watching this on Patreon, thank you so much for helping us out and kind of keeping the lights on for doing this kind of fun stuff we love doing. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on iTunes or any of those places, you can check this out a week earlier at patreon.com/multiplayer. So check that out. It's a good time.
Both audio and visual. So
boom, for your earballs and your eyeballs. So let's get going with this list.
Yeah.
Javier Ortiz.
I'm going to start off just with the one I listed during the episode that I just found again. It was called Looney Tunes B-Ball. It was not a Space Jam game. It was Looney Tunes B-Ball. It was released in 1995. So I don't...
Wow, so that 95...
I think that was before Space Jam. I think Space Jam was 96.
You should check that.
I think Space Jam came out in 96, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was a little earlier than that.
Let's see.
But
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
It was 96. 96.
It was 96.
Told you.
Oh.
I know my Space Jam history.
Okay.
So this was a year before it, 1995, and this game
These guys were like warming up for Space Jam.
Pretty much. They're getting ready for Jordan to come down into Toontown, whatever it's called. But yeah, this game, super ridiculous because like the crazy power-ups you get in that game, Marvin the Martian shooting people, you could do dunks from like half court. Like literally, you could just jump and just like.
Is that with everybody or just like people like Bugs Bunny?
I think once you get like a turbo, you could do it, and then you could also just like chuck 3-pointers from like literally anywhere on the court. It was just super fun.
From downtown.
Yeah.
In Looney Tune land.
Like the Tasmanian Devil, he would spin around the court and just like stun everybody on the court, and then Coyote had like TNT and dynamite. He would blow people up, and I think if I'm not mistaken, like. Somebody would pants some other characters, and they'd be like, "Oh no!" I think, if I'm not mistaken, but it was just a wacky.
But half the characters don't wear pants.
Well, they wear shorts when they play basketball. There are rules to basketball. You can't just play naked.
I don't know. I feel like
they've got uniforms.
All right.
But yeah, it's just super crazy and wacky, and like it was. You could tell it was inspired by NBA Jam just because of the wacky power-ups and obviously basketball. And it was a 2v2 style as well, so it just...
Gotcha.
But I mean, that era, there were tons of inspirations from NBA Jam.
And we're going to talk about a bunch of them right now.
Right, yeah.
So, obviously, on this list as well is NBA Jam.
I think it has to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like... when you think like arcade style, like just goofy, silly, crazy...
Yep.
To the max, like sports games, I think NBA Jam pops up on everybody's list first and foremost.
Yeah.
You know, I think it kind of paved the way for a lot of these kind of games. Mm-hmm. You know, it was. What year was that game? I feel
80,
like it was.
No.
I feel like it was like 92 or 92? Something right in there.
Let's find out. I thought for some reason I thought it was late 80s.
Yeah. Let's see here. What's this?
NBA Jam 93. Wow.
93.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
I feel like it's older than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's an old game. I mean, it's still an old game.
It is. I thought it was late 80s in the arcades. That's when it came out.
Right.
But still a fantastic game. God,
and I feel like it kind of paved the way for a lot of kind of games like this. Like, I remember hearing something about this game, like coming to the arcade and stuff, and just nobody believed in it because it's just like a weird game.
Yeah.
But then people got their hands on it, like, oh, this is something special.
Yeah.
Like it's.
I used to play at the dentist. That was the best part about going to the dentist when I was a kid. He had an NBA Jam cabinet in his office, like in the waiting room.
And you would just crush the dentist all day
I'd dunk
long.
on him, like, look, if I win, you can't do anything to my teeth. And then I'd win. And then he'd still clean my teeth.
It's like, well, you got cavities, so, you should probably get that fixed.
I was like, well, you should probably work on that jump shot, Doc. I can't help it.
I should call you Dr. Dunked On.
Yeah. Good times at the dentist. Good times.
Nice. So, some other things on the list here. I got a decent one, I think.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Tell me.
So, I think we all know here, I'm a big Mario Tennis guy.
Yep.
And
Mario Tennis is
I think
good.
almost every version of Mario Tennis, just as a lump sum, is on this list. So I'll consider it one game. Like
Virtual Boy?
The GBA ones,
Oh.
the Virtual Boy one's
Yeah.
really good. I mean, even like the new Mario Tennis Aces, outside of some of the gripes I had, it's just a really good on a fundamental level.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a killer game.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you're looking for like a fun, just crazy sports games with a bunch of power-ups and wackiness,
Yeah.
that's all like a really good series all around.
Yeah. Especially when you're playing with a dedicated group of friends.
Yeah,
Like that game is the most fun when you just have a bunch of people just hanging out and you're taking turns. Like I was playing Tennis Aces the other day with a few people. We were playing doubles. So much fun. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I think the tennis series speaks for itself the same way like the kart series speaks for itself. I would
Yeah,
consider
which is
that a
kind
sport
of
game.
that was sort of part of my list as well.
Oh,
So
really?
we could actually talk about kart right now.
Yeah.
That's definitely sort of on this list as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, I
so.
thought Mario has so many good, weird sports games.
Yeah. And I think we'll get to. I've got one more I want to put on that
Yeah.
list, but we'll talk about kart for a second
Yeah.
here, and just like, I think that's sort of I think that sort of paved the way for these like, these kart racing games, or just like, racing games that weren't like technically, like it wasn't anything like NASCAR, it wasn't like a realistic looking cars. It's
Yeah, this
just like,
wasn't like Gran Turismo. It wasn't
Yeah.
anything like that. This was just silly. Here's a bunch of RIPs
yeah.
on go-karts.
Yeah, and you even had like a couple like really cool series at the time, like F-Zero.
Yeah.
That were a little more hardcore and stuff, but it's like this was like a lot more fun. You had items. If you were in last place, they did things to help you out.
Yeah, they
like,
give you all
this-
the best items if you're in
Yeah.
last place. But I mean, this paved the way for like, the Crash Bandicoot kart racing games, the Sonic kart racing, which whether or not you're a fan of, it still happens. The Sonic kart racers. I mean, there's been a bunch of Diddy Kong racing. Like, there's a bunch of kart racers, and Mario Kart paved that way. Like, and the battle mode on the Super Nintendo kart mode is still, I think, played competitively to this day, like at tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, I mean what was it? Donut Plains. So I guess what's that?
Yeah, donut planes, or
Get crushed at Donut Plains.
pretty much. Yeah, I mean and it's super fun. Like you play that on the SNES Classic, it still holds up the battle mode. I think it's so much fun to play.
Yeah, I think the battle mode is better than the actual
racing game?
with the
Entirely
original
possible.
game.
Yeah, no, that's entirely valid to say that because it is so much fun.
Yeah.
It is so damn fun, and also Double Dash. Double Dash.
Dude,
was,
that's my favorite one.
Yeah, Double Dash was
honestly
just.
is.
It's one of the most.
That's not the newest one.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely one of the most popular ones, and it took the kart game style and it kind of changed it up a little bit. You got two people now. You can switch around. You got to carry items.
Yeah,
you can
I loved
drive.
it.
Yeah, it was great. It was a fun way of like, it can be competitive, but it can also be cooperative.
Yeah, the way I like playing was like if it was a good mode for somebody that wasn't necessarily the best at video games.
Right.
Where it's just like you hop on the back and I'll steer.
Yeah,
and it was like a
well,
good
people
way
aren't
to
good
kinda-
for kart racing in general.
Yeah.
Because I think kart racing games, like, it takes a minute to get used to it. Because they all introduced, the drifting and stuff, and like a lot of people can't pick that up
Yeah.
just as soon as they pick up a controller. So
Yeah.
it is a little tricky.
That's why I just throw them on the back.
Yeah,
you throw the turtle shells.
Yeah,
I'll handle all the technical stuff.
Yeah, you give me the boost and you shoot people, but
Yeah.
I'll handle the driving. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Double Dash is, I mean, it's another
so-
one. It's probably one of the best kart racers ever made.
I think so.
And hey, I mean,
That's it. Yeah. So all around
Yeah.
Mario Kart series. Since we're kind of on the Mario route, I'll throw one more out. The Striker series is definitely on this list.
soccer.
Yeah, like Strikers and Strikers Charge, which were GameCube and Wii, were just, I thought they were tremendous games. Like they, they're just super fast paced, like actually like very aggressive games. Like it's it's a little like because around the arena. And the field is electric fences, and you're just slamming people into these things, and your characters are like getting zapped, and it's just like these games are like they're not nice to each other.
Yeah,
it's like you slide tackle somebody, and I mean it looks painful. Yeah, and it's just like.
Well, didn't they also have like power ups, like ultimate like shots and stuff? Like didn't
in Charged?
Oh, that was Charged. Yeah.
Which I really thought was cool. Like the more you pass the ball, the more kinetic energy built up in the ball, so you could do like more powerful shots and stuff. Right. So it was actually like it forced you to really play like soccer, you know, where you're actually passing the ball around. Versus like, oh, this character's super powerful, I can just run around like an idiot with this one guy and not care about my team. It's like no, like teamwork makes the ball work better. Teamwork makes the dream work.
That makes the ball work. It's one of the old saying in soccer, teamwork makes the ball work. Along the lines of soccer though, is another silly one I remember from my childhood. Mega Man Soccer for the Super Nintendo. The weirdest, like I can get behind, you know, here's all the characters in the Mushroom Kingdom playing a game of soccer. Yeah. Why not?
But for some reason, Mega Man.
But Mega Man.
It's just crossing the line.
The robot masters who you usually fight and kill.
You're killing these dudes.
But you're playing them in soccer.
Yeah.
But it's also what's also weird is that in the game, you know, obviously soccer is not a one-man game. You need a whole team, right?
Yeah.
Your team is all Mega Mans. Like you've got like 10 Mega Mans on the field.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no.
Like, I haven't played that game, so it's so ridiculous.
Dude, like if I could pull up, see, like you've got multiple Mega Mans and multiple Cutmans.
Why?
It's such a weird concept. It's just like a bunch of Mega Mans are on the field at once playing against a bunch of like Gutsmans, and it makes no sense.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and like. But what was cool was like you could use power-ups in the middle of the game to like get people away from the ball or like knock them down and stuff. It was ridiculous. It made no sense. I really don't know if there was a story, like if all wily monsters.
Just like Dr. Light and Dr. Wily were talking trash, and it's like, I bet a bunch of my Mega Mans could beat a bunch of your Cutmans.
Beat all your robot masters in a game of soccer. Let's go. Just like, well, you've only got one Mega Man. Well, now I've got more, and you just push the button, and all the Mega Mans come out. And they play soccer. It's so weird. It's such a bizarre game.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it made no sense. I mean, honestly, it's like, why are there 10 Mega Mans? Why don't they just stop Dr. Wily right now? Like, you guys he's right there.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it was.
You could take your 8 Mega Mans and each one could just go to the, the different levels.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Kill the people.
I don't know how much this game is worth nowadays. That's reasonable price. Yeah. I'm gonna play it though. It's fun.
So, some other things on my list here. I think this is a great one. The Tony Hawk series, just in general.
Well,
it's so good.
Yeah. It honestly, I have never seen anything like it where there was a guy who took a sport that nobody really talked about.
Yeah.
And he made it global.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Skateboarding, when I was a kid, I remember I wanted to learn how to skateboard.
I think every kid did.
Just because of Tony Hawk.
Yeah, he made it cool.
He did. He was like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Honestly, like everybody knows who Tony Hawk is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a Shaun White, right, with like snowboarding and stuff.
Yeah, but even he hasn't. I don't think he reached the level Tony Hawk reached.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk had just there was like this kind of attitude era in the late '90s where it's like I don't know if you remember like tech decks and stuff with the little skateboards.
With your fingers. Yeah, that's what they were called?
Tech decks.
Oh, I didn't know the name of them.
I think that's what they're called.
I don't remember what they're called, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
There was just this era where it's like it was just cool to be a skateboarder.
Yeah.
I remember there was an episode of what's that Nickelodeon show? Rocket Power. Rocket Power. With Tony Hawk was in it.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
And they were all action sports kids. They surfed, they snowboarded, they did skating, they rollerbladed, like all the action sports.
Yeah. So it's just like thinking about like that kind of stuff, and it's like I think Tony Hawk and the Tony Hawk video game series was such a. it just catapulted.
Oh,
that
it
whole era.
globalized that that era, like that attitude era, the skater mentality. Like everybody, when I was a kid, I was like, man, I want to skateboard so badly.
like,
just because in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, I could play Spider-Man, I could skate around Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's like I want to skate now. Yeah, no, that like it's so weird. You know, you reach a point where like a dude is on the level of Michael Jordan, and it's bizarre to think of that.
Yeah.
But like, what Michael Jordan did with basketball, Tony Hawk
I
did
I
with
literally still
skating.
couldn't name you one other skater.
No, I don't know. No, I know Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
And even in the video games, like they had a bunch of different skaters,
Yeah.
but you only played as Tony Hawk. Like,
Yeah,
that was it.
exactly.
Like, you never played as anybody else because you didn't know anybody
Or
else.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Or, you know,
yeah.
or like
Or-
Solid Snake, I think was in one
Yeah, I
of
think
them.
wasn't Vader in one of them?
Mhm,
Yeah,
he
Vader
was
was
in
in one. Was Raiden from Mortal Kombat, or am I making that up?
That sounds accurate.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. But yeah, that was the best part. You get
Yeah.
such weird characters and skateboarding around town. Yeah, super fun, super crazy.
Moving on, do you have another one?
Well, if you're gonna go down the skating, snowboarding,
1080.
I mean 1080 speaks for itself.
Yeah.
1080 was such a it's another game where it's like
Yeah.
it's something I never did in my life, but like it made me want to do it because of the crazy things you could do in that game.
I think I mentioned it on an episode. I can't remember what episode, but it was so cool to just like you're in the character select screen.
Yeah.
And I love the character select screen. It's just a bunch of like cool dudes.
They're just hanging out.
They're just you know, some cool guys, some cool
Yeah.
chicks are hanging out in the lodge. They're like playing pool and stuff. It was just like rad. You're just like, yo, you want to go,
wanna
snowboard?
snowboard?
Let's go, brah. And it's just like,
Let's go, bro. Yeah, this.
yeah, it's just, you know, you're.
That's weird, but
I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, it's
he's
just,
hanging out by
it's
the
just
fireplace
People
and
just chilling.
yeah. No, plus, like, I just love doing the wild flips and stuff, and all
yeah.
the tricks. It was so much fun. It was so cool.
Yeah, it was really like, you know, it's kind of like Tony Hawk, where it's just like you're doing
Yeah.
like some pretty insane stuff, but it was really fluid and easy to do.
Yeah.
And-
Was this a? Oh no, it was Nintendo. Yeah, it was developed by Nintendo. I thought it was Sega.
Same thing with like Wave Race and stuff.
Yeah,
which is
wait.
another
Well,
good one.
I thought Wave Race was Sega.
No, that's
What?
Nintendo.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
You positive?
I'm almost positive.
Hold on.
Almost positive.
Hold on. Wave Racer. Are you sure? Not the DJ.
No, Wave Race.
Oh, that's why. Wave Race. Are
It's
you sure it's Nintendo? Oh, it is Nintendo.
yeah.
What's the Sega one then? Because Sega had one.
designer Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah. What was the Sega?
Nobody cares.
I mean, I
Nobody
like
cares.
that. The arcade one was pretty good though. But either way, yeah, no. Wave Race is another one if you
Yeah.
want to go to there. Like it's a great
Yeah, I
one.
mean, it's just like, those Nintendo sports games, man, they're just, they're fun. They're fun games.
They were. Another. I mean, stepping away from like action sports, Baseball Stars 2, which I have it pulled up somewhere in here. Baseball Stars 2 for Super Nintendo was a Neo Geo, like SNK. Man, like what I loved most about it was super colorful. Like you could get like powered up bats that were like sparkling and like rainbow colored stuff, and you could like automatically hit home runs. And the best part about it though was like the screen. You always had these two like portraits of your characters, but they were moving. Like the baseball, like the pitcher, like you'd see him chewing gum and like blowing
It's
a
kind of
bubble.
like the Doom guy.
Yeah,
where he's like shifting his eyes.
It's exactly
and
what it
stuff.
is. And like the batter was just like breathing like real heavily. And like if you get hit by a pitch, like all you do is you swing your bat and you go like this, like and you charge the mound. It does like a top-down shot where you just see this guy running like this, like all goofy.
Oh, I think I've seen that game before. It's just you just run up and you hit him in the face.
Yeah, and then you just like oh my god, it's like a haymaker. You just land it right in his jaw.
I'd love to see that in a real baseball game.
It's the best. That's the best part about baseball when they fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you get hit by the ball. Those are the two best parts about that game: the home runs and getting hit by the ball and just like hitting the guy and then just going first base.
Speaking of like hitting people, another fun one, Punch Out. It's such a good one.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah.
Like you never think about that.
Yeah, you know, it's just like it was like the perfect blend of like a sport and like a puzzle game, you know? Because it's like you had to figure out like what this guy was doing and how to block him and hit him and all that stuff. It was just like what a cool series.
Yeah.
And at the time, for like the even like the NES and stuff, it's like those are really good looking games, you know?
It was, and plus then the Mike Tyson Punch Out, the original, the music too. Like, the music is like it like stands the test of time. It is so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Like, it's so good. But yeah, and I think what makes all these games so great is, like, action sports games and regular sports, is that when you think about them, you don't think about them as sports games.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think of, like, when you're playing, Mike Tyson Punch-Out, like, I don't think of boxing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think of that at all. When I think of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I don't think of, like, the X Games or whatever.
Right,
just
right.
crazy tricks.
Yeah. Another one, just to blow through some of these. So Blitz, obviously,
Blitz is like jam.
NFL Blitz.
Yeah.
Once again, like, I don't feel like I'm playing a sports game.
Yeah.
It's like
It's wild and
yeah,
craziness.
it's just crazy. Like, I think about just after you tackle somebody with a power bomb, your entire team just elbow dropping. It's my favorite part of that game.
You can body slam people.
Yeah, just you're dog piling one guy is just
it's so
awesome.
wacky.
Yeah, and it's just like you're playing a sports game without really thinking about it. It's like
exactly. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, it's man, that was such a fun game. I wish
that-
they'd bring that back. And it's crazy. That was an arcade cabinet.
I know. I would really love to have that cabinet. It's so cool.
Yeah. Did you have any more on your list?
No.
I got a couple more.
I could burn through them. I didn't make like 10. I only went with a few.
So a couple others. The 3-car games I'm gonna mention. So Excite Truck, which is basically it was a Wii game, like a launch game is what I was looking for. It was a launch game for the Wii, basically an Excite Bike sequel that was just super cool. It's a racing game, but it's just like you're jumping, over stuff. You're doing flips and stuff. It was just like super cool.
Nice.
So I wanted to give a big shout out to Excite Truck. Nobody ever talks about that game.
Nobody ever talks about Wii games in general.
It's a good one. It's a good Wii game, I think, anyways. Another sweet car game, Cruising USA, dude. It's like that game is just cool.
Is that the Sega one?
No, that's Nintendo again. That's Nintendo and Midway. Yeah.
Dude, I swear Sega did like some racing games.
It's those stupid Sonic games.
No, it's not. It's there's something else. I don't know.
But there is Sega Soccer Slam.
Yeah. No.
Which, but yeah, man, Cruising
Midway.
USA was just rad. I
was.
dug that game. And then last car game on my list here is Rocket League. Like, that's
that's true.
Yeah, it's a cool sport. I mean, it's just cars and soccer.
Yeah.
And it's just like
It's such a good concept.
Yeah, and
Bless you.
Jesus.
Gross.
I know. I'm just allergic to not playing these games. Man, Rocket League was just super awesome.
It still is. I mean, it still is. It's still broadcast as a very competitive online game right now, and it's such a cool concept because it like takes the idea of like not monster trucks, but like just bashing cars into each other with soccer.
And it's just like I love the physics in that game and how like the kind of jumps and flips and stuff you can do. It's just like to do a bicycle kick in a car is like the coolest concept ever.
Something you never think of. Either. Plus, the Switch version had like the Mario karts and the Luigi ones. It's pretty cool.
I dig that game a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty
last
awesome.
game, then we got to go. I just want to say that like the WWE games, like No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, stuff like that, are just like really cool kind of action-y sports sort of games that I just wanted to make sure it kind of got squeezed under this list here because like, man, those games were a lot of fun back in the day.
They were.
And I wish like 2K would kind of go back to those style of games, like because those are all THQ, the ones that I love for like the N64 and stuff. And it's like 2K, if you're listening, go back to those games, please. Those games are awesome.
You really should.
And that's kind of our time. Mike is kind of yelling at us over here.
Let's get it go.
Yeah, so thanks so much, everybody, for joining us for another episode of the bonus round.
Yeah, fun times.
And basically, you can check these out every other Friday, all that fun stuff. You know where to find us, all that. We're gonna get off the air. Go play some action sports games.
Some good ones.
There's some good ones out there.
Very good ones.
Take it easy.
Have fun
on action sports games. Don't do that. Don't take it easy. We'd like to give a big ol' special thank you to Jaden Lawrence, Arturo Madeira, and Murcha Dan Kropatariu. If you want to receive shoutouts like these awesome, beautiful people, be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/multiplayered. See you next time, players.